Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Blake.eyster and my channel is Blake's Wellness Lab. I want to thank all of you for coming over today to watch my video, my first video ever done on YouTube. I'm very excited to share with you some information that is going to be very exciting. And I just want to let you know a little bit about my credentials. I've been a licensed physical therapist assistant for over 14 years. I've been helping patients in many different settings, including inpatient, hospital rehab, as well as skilled nursing facility, home health care, and most specifically, recently, home health care, where I work with clients one-on-one in their own homes or assisted living facilities to help them recover from an array of different injuries or illnesses and help them get back on the road to recovery. Also, as a health coach, I help clients accomplish their own personal health goals, whether it be weight loss, fitness optimization, learning about different supplements, what to eat, what not to eat, and ultimately how to be healthy and feel great. With personal training, I help clients accomplish all of their health and fitness goals, as well as teach them exercise programs, including stretching, workouts, and various things to increase their lifespan and help them ultimately feel great. I want to next talk about some of the topics that we are going to be covering on this channel. We are going to go deep on a lot of hard-hitting topics, a lot of areas that you may not know very much about, or areas that you know stuff, but you might not know the right things. In my extensive history, as far as a health professional and a patient myself struggling with a ton of different issues over my life, a lot of which we will get into piece by piece on the upcoming episodes as time rolls on. But a lot of things that I was taught was wrong, and they were very detrimental to my health and caused a lot of health problems. So there's a lot of common misconceptions out there in the world of health and wellness, and I want to touch on a lot of those and give you guys information that I've learned over my life, over my career as a practitioner, as well as a patient who struggled very dearly in a lot of different areas. So we will be covering those and we will be going in depth, and I'm sure that you guys will be able to learn a lot, and it will challenge your way of thinking and ultimately provide you with information and tools that will help you succeed. We will also be talking about financial wellness. It's not just important to be healthy and strong, but also learning ways to save money. I'm a practical guy. I don't like to overspend for things. So we're going to be talking a lot about how to shop effectively and intelligently to save money, cooking methods that will save you lots of money and time, as well as going through recipes that I've created myself, as well as a lot of different recipes that people in the community have made that I have tried that I know are absolutely phenomenal, healthy, and make you feel great. In future episodes, we will be diving into some cooking demos, also some grilling demos, and going through some recipes that will ultimately help you and your family thrive. Also, we are going to be diving into the current events. As you know, the current administration coming into power has a special person involved, and that person is RFK Jr. And not to get political at all, but the Make America Healthy Again movement is sound and it's strong. And there's lots of good points. And the one that we will be focusing on today is obesity in the United States of America. Did you know that 74% of US adults are overweight or obese? And also 33% of all children in this country are overweight or obese. Take in those numbers for a moment. Even if you don't fall into that category, that is pretty mind-blowing. Think back 50 years, 100 years ago. It was very rare to see folks that were in that situation. So I want to dive into today why that is and some implementable tips and tricks that you can put into your own life that will help you improve upon your own personal situation and family and friends that you know. So, number one, contributing factor to obesity is diet. What we're putting into our mouth, what we're putting into our bodies. Sugars, processed carbohydrates, addictive chemical sweeteners and flavorings such as high fructose corn syrup, MSG, artificial flavorings. All of these things are quite bad for your health. And a lot of them are addictive and cause problems where you crave it. You constantly want that sugar hit and you get blood sugar spikes and then they crash and then you're hungry. And so that eating pattern causes a lot of issues. Also, it's very common in our society for you to eat regular meals and snacks throughout the day. We're constantly eating, constantly grazing. Think about back to traditional times. That was not the norm. When you hunted and you killed something, you ate it, you might not have something for a day or two, or possibly more. So we see a lot of issues around that in today's world. Also, the USDA in 1992 re-released their food pyramid. And at the bottom of that nice food pyramid, the staple that should be in your diet, they said, was grains. Well, I'm here to tell you that if I followed their recommendations of eating 6 to 11 servings of grains per day, I would not look and feel the way that I do today, and I would certainly not be sitting here talking to you. So I believe there's a major problem with that food pyramid, and if you look at the rates of obesity in the United States, they were going up slowly and steadily, and then 1992, they exploded upward based on the recommendations from good old scientists and lobbyists that got their way into the USDA and promoted this absolute trash food pyramid. So some of the tips that I have around diet, there are many and many and many and many. We won't get into all of them today, but some of the things that I would touch on today are healthy fats and healthy proteins. Those are really satiating, really tasty, really nourishing for your body. So by shifting your focus away from the grains, all of the excessive carbohydrates that were recommended to you, I am a fan of healthy fats, whether that be red meat, fish, poultry, even things like avocados. Those are excellent options that will help give you tons of nutrition and make you feel satiated and ultimately get back to enjoying life a lot better. Trust me, I've been there. Also, fruits and vegetables, if that's suitable for you. In future videos, we will get a lot into gut health. And let me tell you, I have been through gut health to the maximum. So that's a touchy subject. We'll get more onto that later. But ultimately, focusing away from some of the recommendations that were given to us that I believe through practice, through personal experience, were actually very, very bad recommendations. Number 2, exercise, or the lack thereof. A sedentary lifestyle. That's a big reason why we're in this predicament with obesity and folks being overweight. We need to be more active. Traditionally, we were always active. In modern society, we have so many conveniences that makes it hard to want to get up and get motivated and do things. Okay? So some of my tips around the exercise realm, number 1 is just walking. Get outside, walk. Most of you are in a situation where you can do that. If you're not, there are other things that you can do to get your cardiovascular system moving. Ultimately, we want to ramp up our metabolism. That helps with weight loss a lot. So get outside and walk. I have a 12-year-old miniature pinscher Chihuahua mix named Marley, who I love to death, fantastic dog, and you'll see him here on one of the future videos. But I get him out every single day and we walk. Hopefully several miles, but ultimately if life gets busy, I can't quite get him that far, but every single day I get him out and we take a nice long walk or two. I get my steps in, he gets great exercise. It's fantastic for both of us. And a lot of you might say, well, Blake, it's really sunny out. That's okay, go walk. It's really hot, go walk. It's raining out, go walk. It's snowing out, go walk. Look, the environment does what it's going to do. We can't complain about it every single day. Bundle up, take off some clothes, get the sun on your face, get the nice fresh air on your body. Trust me, it's a good thing to do. Also, number 2, gentle stretching and exercise. Get into a nice little routine. Just think back to your elementary and middle school and high school days where you did a little bit of stretching before a physical education class. Do a little light, gentle stretching and a light little exercise, even if that's just doing basic things, moving your arms, moving your body. Just get yourself loosened up. And then when you're ready, some strength training is an excellent option too. But when it comes to that, don't overdo it. I can't tell you how many times, myself included, or clients, patients that I've had, try and do too much. They think, all right, I'm going to go into the gym, I'm going to get cut, I got to lift big, heavy weights. And then you get hurt. And then you set back, and then you're frustrated. So just whatever you do, be careful, be cautious, and progress as you're able to. Number 3, environmental and societal factors. Think about going out to parties, social gatherings, even in your own home with family and friends. All of the temptations, all of the breads, pasta, pastries, cookies, donuts, cupcakes, all of the things that we should know are not good for us and that will lead to weight gain, and it's tough to avoid them at all times. There's so many times where you go out to an event and you're tempted by this stuff. And it's hard. I understand. Peer pressure is a big thing. I'm not perfect with it either. So some of the tips that I have around that area are: number 1, with drinks. Avoid the sugary drinks. Okay, that's a big source of empty calories and sugars that are going to cause havoc in your body. Just the other day, I was out with some friends at an event, and I had a friend come up to me saying, "Hey, Blake, here, try my drink." I said, "No, I'm good." He said, No, try it. It's this, it's that. It's good. Okay, I'll try the drink. So I took a nice little sip of the drink. Blown away with how sweet it is. How many of these are you going to drink? How many calories? How many sugars are in this? It's not going to lead you to feeling good later or the next day. So that's number 1. Find a nice drink. Water is the best thing you can drink. I drink a ton of water. Maybe you need a little bit of sweetness in it. I like to go for the electrolytes. There's a ton of them out there. Hopefully ones that don't have sugar, because there are a ton that are packed full of sugar. Might as well be a Gatorade. But get one that's maybe sweetened with an alternative sweetener that's a good one, such as stevia or monk fruit, and squirt that in your water, drink that. I love carbonated water, LaCroix, or even making it at home is a great option. That way you'll be able to kick a lot of calories. Think about Coca-Cola and all the other soda pops, or just pop if you're from Ohio like me. But think of all the calories. Think of all that you can cut out. That's a big thing that's really good for your health. Also, skipping the accessories at these parties. A lot of the side dishes and desserts, those are a lot of times unhealthy. Stick to the meat and potatoes, okay? So if it's a grilling event, stick with the meat. Hopefully you can get some good healthy protein, as I mentioned before. Skip all of the accessories, all the desserts, things like that. Fill yourself up with good healthy fats and proteins. And then at that point, you might not even want anything else. You'll feel satiated. Your blood sugar levels will be at a stable level. You won't feel bloated or over full, and you'll be able to have a good time with your friends and family. Number 4, everyone, is sleep. Our nation is overstressed with life, with work, with family, with too much stimulus from social media, you name it, all of our devices that we're constantly on. So that's one thing that I find a lot of folks struggle with that are trying to lose weight is they don't get enough sleep. They have bad sleep habits, bad sleep patterns, and ultimately that can actually lead to weight gain or the lack of being able to lose weight. So some of the tips that I have are to turn off the TV before bed. Okay. I grew up in a household where we were not allowed to have TVs in our bedrooms. So this wasn't a big issue for me. But I realized when I stayed over with friends or as I've gotten older now and go to other folks' homes that it's quite common for some folks to leave the TV on late into the night or even through the night. Those TVs put out a really sharp blue light, and that tells your brain to turn on. It's daylight. We need to be really active. So that's one thing you can definitely do. A practical tip is trying to turn off the TV. Try not to stay up watching TV right before you go to bed. If you have to, at least turn off the TV. But that's one nice thing you can do. Also, the cell phones. I'm guilty of this myself, staying on the cell phone late into the evening. If you can put it down a good half hour before bed, and then go through your routine of all your healthy hygiene things that you're doing, that's going to also help put your brain in a calmer state. Some of the supplements that I take are magnesium and melatonin. Those are really nice for the central nervous system, calming the mind, calming the brain, calming the muscles down, and putting you into a situation where hopefully you can get more restful sleep. Also, there's things like chamomile tea or other herbal teas that occasionally I might drink a little bit of. All right, everyone, that concludes my top 4 reasons why I think we are in the situation we are in the United States with obesity and folks being overweight. And it's a travesty. It's a really bad situation. It's costing a lot of anguish on our personal lives, on our families and friends' lives, for work productivity, for the economy, all the money that's wasted and spent on folks' healthcare because they're obese and overweight and have a ton of secondary issues that come about because of this issue. So, as a nation, we need to work together. We need to be teammates. And that's what I want to do, is provide you guys with a ton of different content and a lot of different practical tips and tricks and information that you might not know, or maybe you heard something different. And this will help keep you guys well-rounded and continue to learn, because that's what we need to do in this world. Continue learning every single day. So I want to thank everyone again for coming out today for the first YouTube video on Blake's Wellness Lab. Also, don't take anything I said here as medical advice for you. Always consult a medical practitioner or doctor before you do anything in your health, in your life. So everyone, be sure to like, share, subscribe this with all your family and friends that might enjoy this content, and I'll see you guys on the next one.